Good morning all. This morning yoga with lovely Victoria.
Morning.
There she is. Tomorrow morning I'm going to do a live on just, putting perspective on life and not living in the weeds. There's lots of fantastic comments that came up. I did a little post on it yesterday and you all left these most amazing comments about either really great advice on how to not live in the weeds and how to, get a perspective and how to really work out what's important, what isn't important, letting go of the irrelevant stuff. So great, worth a read. So I'll do it 9-ish. I'm not being specific because I just see what time I wake up, but I think it will probably be 9 if you want to join in. And if you're listening to us for the first time, I'm here with Victoria and we do yoga together. And we've been a bit erratic, haven't we, darling? Because you've been away, I've been away. But now we're back on track. We've been doing, for those of you who want to kind of shift in your approach to having a strong, healthy body, we're back with Natalie Monday, Wednesday, Friday, very committed. Probably next week because there are the Jubilee, I don't know about the Friday, but definitely Monday and Wednesday. And we're back on track with Victoria doing yoga on Saturday mornings. Will we do it next Saturday though?
No, because I'm away.
You're away.
A lot of people are away for Jubilee.
Exactly.
But mostly Saturdays and some Tuesdays.
And some Tuesdays. So if you want to join us this Tuesday, we'll be doing it, I think.
No,
we're
not.
Busy. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say Saturdays, generally guaranteed, but not next Saturday. Really sounding well here. But the type of yoga, I always really found yoga testing, and I found it it wasn't my pace. And Victoria has made me like it. Not loving it yet, but like it quite a lot. That's the kind of development. We've been doing it now for about 5 months.
Yeah. Since the beginning of the year, we've been doing it live together, yeah.
And for those of you joining, and just to, Victoria, it'd be really nice for you to just explain what yoga we do and what it does for the body.
Okay, well, we do a type of yoga called rocket yoga, and it's a dynamic vinyasa. Vinyasa means simply moving with the breath. So we don't stay in postures too long, normally about 5 breaths. We keep the breath nice and big, nice and fluid, and we don't have time to talk ourselves out of things. We just give stuff a go.
Such a good way of putting it.
And strong, and using our own body weight a lot of the time, because muscle burns about 3 times as many calories as fat when you're resting. So it's really important for so many reasons: hormones, bone health, to stay strong. And this type of yoga really does build muscle and keep you long and strong. We're not about putting our legs behind our head and getting super bendy. We are here to be better at being ourselves in daily life.
And also, I think, being more in control of our body for longer in terms of, giving it the support in its structure and the strength in its structure to keep looking after us for many, many years to come. That's
Well, the average life expectancy I was reading for women is now 83. So, we've got another 30 years of staying long and strong.
I just did a financial planning and I put another 50 years actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Sorry. I'm really believing it's going to go past 100.
Well, there we go. So, it's never too late to start.
No, they did 30 years actually. They did 30 years in the plan. And I thought, I'm 58, 68, 70, 88, so you think I'm going to die at 88? And I was make it till post 100. Okay, so should we start? Are you ready? All you need is a mat, and if you've got a rope of any kind or a string, bigger than a string, like a cord from a dressing gown.
Ideally something that's not stretchy, so not a resistance band, so you can use a scarf, a belt. I'm going to be using a belt today. So I can show you how to use that.
Great, so we're ready. Let me just get this back here, Victoria, and just get it down a bit so people can see. If you double click on the comments, they will go, so you can see more what we're doing. I just want to push it back a bit more, actually. See if we can get more.
So the 3 things to remember really are just get your breath nice and big. This is a breathing practice. We're moving with the breath, so that keeps us in the moment. We move in time with time. And the second thing is something called Mula, root lock, and I will show you how to do that. It's lifting the pelvic floor and keeping it engaged. That's going to keep our back nice and stable, but it's also going to give us an internal strength, an inner strength. They're moving against gravity, but I will talk you through how to do that. And the other one is don't look around too much. Focus your eyes, and that will help you keep stable in some of the balance poses. And really just help you connect with your breath and what's going on inside, because this really is a practice for you. You are becoming better at being you by connecting with what's going on the inside and how you feel.
Great.
Right, so you talked about letting go earlier, so we're going to start with a breath exercise called Karana Mudra. So you're going to put your hands like that, so just tucking the index fingers, index and middle finger in. And this is a powerful breath work. We're just going to get the breath moving, but it's called banishing gesture, Karana Mudra. So keep moving, cross your arms over, and on the downward movement, you're going to exhale strongly through the mouth. So if you've had a week that you want to put behind you, maybe if someone's been rude, if you want to get rid of anything, clear the air, change your mood, Karana Mudra, banishing gesture is really powerful, but we're using it here, not just to put the week behind us, but just to warm up the breath, warm up the arms, get us focused. So whenever you're feeling like you need to put something behind you, something's hanging in the air, the 15 seconds of this is really powerful. Let it go. And slow it down. Instantly changes your mood, I think. Right, when you're ready, just come to standing at the front of the mat. Hips quite wide apart. Just going to loosen up the upper back. Arms nice and soft, knees nice and soft. Feet standing together. Just cross the right leg over the left. Take the right wrist in the left hand and stretch over towards the right. Just stretching out the side ribs. So this is going to help us get a bigger breath. So we're opening out the muscles in the ribs and also stretching out all of the side of the body. On the sides, your legs over, your hands over. Lifting up your arm with your other hand. Breathing into those ribs. So remember, this practice is all about getting a bigger breath, creating space on the inside. Because life and gravity compresses us, so we're kind of counteracting that force by filling up the balloon of our lungs, creating space from the inside. So come to standing at the front of the mat. We're going to get moving. Are you ready? Hands in prayer in front of the heart. Deep breath in and out. So through the practice, we breathe in and out through the nose, and we keep the muscles of the pelvic floor engaged and gently lifted. We call that Mula bandha, the root block. Big breath in through the nose. Long, slow breath out through the nose. And when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up, sun salutation A. Exhale, fold forward, gently down, I'm coming through bent knees. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step it back to the mat, so you're in the plank. Lower knees, belly, chest to the floor. Just warming up. Big breath in, lift the heart, belly stays down, elbow squeeze in, feel the lower back working. Exhale, chin down, lift your bum like you're doing the worm. Press the floor away with your hands, tuck toes, downward facing dog. So you're in this upside down, V gazes at your navel. You keep your knees nice and bent for this first one. It's much more important to stretch out the back. Backs don't get too much stretching in life. They spend a lot of time hunching. Giving us a nice stretch. Push the floor away with the hands and maybe pedal out your heels. Gently easing open the backs of the legs. One more breath in. One more breath out. Head is nice and heavy. Soften the knees, look forward. Inhale, make your way to the front of the mat, step it up, look up. Exhale, fold, look at your navel. Pressing into the feet, sweep the arms up, look at your thumbs. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Another one like this, inhale. Big breath. Exhale, fold forward, warming up the breath, look at the navel. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step it back. Lower knees, belly, chest to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, this time just hobble the hands off. You can feel the lower back working, strengthening the back. Exhale, hands down, chin down, bum lift. And press back down, facing dog. Set the hands wide this time, so feet hip mat width apart, hands mat width apart, and then circle the neck. It's a really nice way to get some movement in the neck without too much crunching. Nod the head yes. Shake it out no vigorously. Inhale deeply and exhale. Relaxing the face. Do a few of these. Oh, if you grind your jaw like I do, this is brilliant. Replace the hands in normal downward facing dog. Soften the knees. look forward, inhale, walk or step your feet to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold. Big breath in, sweeping the arms all the way up, see your thumbs. Exhale, hands down, one more, bit faster now, big breath in. Exhale, long breath out. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step it back, lower knees, and this time bend your elbows halfway, so we're getting stronger in the arms. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, take the thighs and knees off the floor, upward facing dog. Look up, exhale, chin in, downward facing dog. Stay here for 5. So you're opening out the backs of the knees like their eyes, lifting the hips to the sky, hands are nice and broad on the mat, pushing the floor away and the head is relaxed. That's it. Breathing in and out through the nose. So we create a soft ocean sound in the back of the throat like we're whispering. So this sound is the soundtrack to our practice. So it creates a sound that's louder than our thoughts, and it gives us this lovely soothing, meditative quality to the practice. Soften knees, look forward. Inhale, make your way to the front. Exhale, fold. Pressing into the feet, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer in front of the heart. Sun salutation B. A few more movements to add now. Sink down like you're sitting in a chair. Reach up, look at your thumbs, belly in. Exhale, fold, forward, forward bend. Inhale, slide hands up, shins flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, hands down, step it back, lower into your push-up. So let's go to the knees and elbows halfway. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back. Look up, thighs and knees off the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. So the right foot steps between the hands, the back heel comes down. Big inhale, sweep the arms up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank. Lower the knees, bend the elbows halfway, not too low. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, knees off. Exhale, chin in, downward facing dog. Now left foot steps, back heel comes down, and on the inhale, sweep the arms up, deeply bend the front knee, look at your thumbs. Exhale, hands down, step it back, lower it into push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog, thighs and knees off. Exhale, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Stay here for 5, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, hear your breath. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Soften knees, look forward. Inhale, come to the front of the mat, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up into your chair, you sit low. Exhale, hands down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step it back, lower. See if you can do it without the knees this time. Chaturanga, this is called. Inhale, rolling over the toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, back heel down, big inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, listen to the instruction, just the left hand down. See if you can step back into plank with just your left hand. Now press the right hand down, lower into your push-up. So you can always use the knees if you like. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the bum cheeks. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, left foot steps back, heel down. Big inhale, sweep the arms up, deep bend to the front knee. One-handed now, exhale, right hand down, step back into plank, and then left hand down lower. So we're using our own body weight to build lean muscle, getting long and strong. So weights are brilliant, I love weights, but if you don't have them, there's plenty you can do with your own body weight. And this is really how yoga builds muscle. So we do a lot of work just on one leg, maybe just on one arm. 3 points of contact on the floor. And breathing in, breathing out. Soften the head, relax the face. And breathing out. Soften the knees, look forward. Hop, jump or step your feet to the front. And exhale, fold. Sink low, sit into chair. Arms come all the way up. See your thumbs, belly in. Exhale, hands in prayer in front of the heart, feeling nice and warm. A little bit of a Mula bandha primer. So Mula bandha, root lock. Mula means root. it's your pelvic floor, and we want to keep it lifted and engaged throughout the practice. So a way to kind of connect with that, and I'll keep reminding you, is to stand with your feet hip-width apart. Just place your hands like this in fists, and you're going to just draw. Draw the toes back towards you, so you're not clawing. So these are, I'm just showing what my toes are doing. They're kind of drawing through the pads of the toes back, and you might feel that arch of the foot, this bit here, lifting. So inflexible toes and weak arches are quite a common factor in falls as we get older. So we really want to use this yoga practice to strengthen the arches in our feet. So you're drawing the toes back, lifting in the inner arch, and as you do so, lift up the pelvic floor. It helps to kind of use your hands for this as well, so that you can feel more what you're doing. So you're drawing your toes back, not clawing, lifting the inner arch and pulling up in Mula bandha. And you can feel how Mula bandha, your root lock, and your feet are connected. So Mula is the root of our spine, where our energy lives, and our feet are the roots of our legs. So when we connect with Mula bandha and our feet, we feel really grounded and connected to the floor and safe in our practice. So I'm going to keep reminding you of that Mula bandha, pelvic floor, and connection with the floor with your feet as we go. Are we ready? So we're going to inhale back into your chair. I'm going to hold this for 3, 2, 1, and twist to the right. Left elbow outside right knee. Keep your knees glued together. The left knee is going to want to pop in front. So you're just going to draw the left hip back. Roll that top shoulder back. Press down with the top hand, so you're lifting your chest off your thighs. Getting long and strong. Inhale, come back to chair. Exhale, other side. Right elbow, left knee. Draw your right knee back. That's it. Perfect. Yeah. Listen to the sound of your breath. Breathing in. Ujjayi breath, we call it. Ocean sound. Slight contraction in the vocal folds, making a whisper. Inhale, come back to chair. Exhale, heel toe your feet apart. Hip width on the mat. Come down into a squat. Your heels can stay down or come off. Doesn't really matter. What you want to feel is like you've got a weight on your tailbone. It's drawing you down and your spine's growing toward. Here's a really great place to feel Mula bandha. Pressing into the toes, lift the inner arch of the foot, draw up in Mula bandha. Option to stay here, or if you're working on crow, the arm balance, set your hands down in a square. Wider is easier when you're just learning this. Set the knees on the backs of the arms, higher than your elbows. I like to go from the outside of my upper arms and squeeze my knees in. Look forward, so don't look down. Your head is really heavy and it might pull you over. Lift one foot off and maybe the other foot off. If you're an experienced crow person, you're working on getting your arms towards straight. Look forward, squeeze the knees into the upper arms and breathe. Brilliant. One toe off, the other toe off, maybe both. Perfect. Exhale. Step it back into plank. Lower knees, belly, chest to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, strengthen the lower back, so hands hover off. Exhale, hands down, chin down, bum lift, arms straight, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here before we get into our standing sequence, warrior poses. Big breath in, slow breath out. And when you're ready, right foot steps forward, the back heel comes down, arms sweep up, deep bend in the front knee. And we're going to hold it for 3 breaths. So whatever arm position here is comfortable. But not everybody finds palms nice comfortable. You can take your arms wide. You can take the hands behind the head. You're really finding out what works for you. Let's call that 3. Look at your right thumb, take it forward, take the left arm back, warrior 2. So your hips are now facing the side of the mat, you're looking softly over your front fingers. Now pressing into the toes, pressing into the heels, feel the arch of the feet lifting. Lift Mula bandha, feel the connection with the floor. Feel the connection up the legs to Mula bandha, the root lock at the base of your spine. Very nice, turn the palms up. Keep the front knee as bent as you can. Reverse the warrior or side stretch. And exhale, straighten the front leg, step the back foot in. Reach forward and down, grab the big toe, shin, Triangle pose, so everything is straight and you're leaning back as if you're leaning against a wall. Two-dimensional here, so reaching for your shin or ankle or a block. That's it, nice. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath in, one more breath out. Sweeping the arm up and over, place the hands either side of the front foot, step the back foot in. If you have blocks here and you want to bring the floor closer, please take them. And exhale, fall forward, pyramid pose. Again, we're still working on the big muscles of the legs, getting long and strong. And take the left hand down, place the right hand on the right hip crease and just draw that right hip back so the hips are going back, crown and head's going forward. And twist towards the right, and right arm comes up. I like to come onto my fingertips here, just give me a little bit more space. Hips go back, head goes forward. And then finding your breath, revolving triangle. Exhale, take the hands down, look down. Now walk the hands a little bit further in front of you. See if you can catch some air under that back foot. So hands can come on blocks if you like. So here we're using our body weight to strengthen the muscles in that right leg. Maybe your fingertips come off a little bit, maybe they don't. Press down strongly with the front leg. Maybe the hands come alongside the bodies. There's all sorts of variations you can do. Some days are just different. I would start just by bringing the weight into your fingertips. Squeeze Mula bandha. And then they just get lighter and lighter and lighter. Picture warrior two in your mind's eye with control. Step it back. You're back in warrior two. Oh, this feels nice. Feel energy radiating out through fingers, back and front. And exhale, take your forearm to thigh, roll the right shoulder back, left arm comes up and over, pinky side towards the floor, extended side angle. Yeah, the reason why we say the little finger side towards the floor, it just gives your shoulder the rotation to create space here, so we're not punching the neck. So take your attention to that back foot. Remember that Mula bandha toe exercise, inner arch we did. So feel that back foot really strong. Press the toes down, lift the inner arch of the back foot, squeeze Mula bandha. Pelvic floor muscle. Very nice. And exhale, take that hands down. Stay low, clasp the hands behind the back and drop the head down. Warrior, arms come up. Press through the front heel, back leg, back heel, nice and strong. Breathing in, breathing out, enjoying the sensation of the head being below the heart. Pressing into the front foot, come all the way up. Spin off that back heel and slowly, slowly, slightly leaning back. Lower the back knee down. Hello, hip flexor, front of the thigh there. This gets very squashed when we're sitting a lot. Left elbow outside, right knee, taking the twist. Back in that arm position, looking up. Option to tuck the back toes and straighten the back leg, or you can keep the back knee down. So if you're doing it with the back leg off, pick a spot to look at. That's going to really help you with your balance and focus. Very nice. Exhale, set the hands down, step it back, lower into your push-up, strengthening the arms, squeezing the legs. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the bum cheeks. Exhale, downward facing dog, and drop to your knees, forward child's pose. Arms straight out. Option to stay in child's pose and you can take the hands to one side and then the other, or to come up onto your forearms for some shoulder strengthening work. So forearms parallel, hands spread nice and broadly on the floor, and you're just going to lift your hips off like you're doing a downward facing dog with your legs, and walk the feet in as far as they'll comfortably go, and push back strongly through the elbows and the hands. Looking forward, and maybe lift one leg off, keep looking forward, push back through the arms, and lower, and maybe take the other leg up, and lower, lower the knees down, sit back into child's pose. Head on the floor, enjoying that sensation of the the head being supported. Breathing in and breathing out. Ready for the next side. Tuck toes down, facing dog. Hands spread nice and broadly. Remember the opening out the backs of the knees. And when you're ready, left foot steps forward, the back heel comes down. Raise the arms up, deeply bend the front knee, warrior one. Whatever arm position you did on the first side, palms pressed, arms wide, hands behind you. Hips are level with the front of the mat. And take your awareness to the inner arch of that back foot. Give it a lift and press the outer edge of the back foot down. Strong legs. One more breath in, lift up Mula, bandha, pelvic floor. One more breath out. And on the inhale, watch that left thumb as it comes forward. Send your mind's eye to the back thumb as it stretches back. Warrior two, so your hips are now level with the side of the mat. I like to come a bit longer here in my legs. Lifting up in the pelvic floor. Tailbone drops. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Breathing in. Breathing out. Turn the palms up. Keep the front knee bent. Reverse the warrior. Look up at the top thumb. And exhale. Come back to warrior two. Step the back foot in a little bit. Reach forward and down. Triangle pose. Both legs, both arms straight. You're leaning back like you're leaning against a wall. This is actually very nice to do against a wall if you are watching this on playback and you want to pause it. It really gives a lovely opening. I'm looking up at my top thumb. So each pose has a gaze point which helps us focus and connect with what's going on the inside. How do we feel today? And circle that arm over, hands either side of the front foot, step the back foot in, and fold forward, chin to shin. Again, hands on blocks, so you can stay on fingertips if you like, or hands flat on the floor. These kind of poses, hamstring poses, they do look really different for everybody. So it's not really about the shape, it's about what are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're comfortably opening up that front leg? You're working to a place where something's happening, but not pushing yourself too deeply. The breath can take you the rest of the way. Okay, press the left hand down, take the right, press the right hand down, left hand to left hip crease, and spin the chest towards the left. And arm comes up, fingertips reach to the sky, so crown of the head forward, hips go back, belly lifts. So much going on here. It's a really good way of connecting with our body. There's so much in our heads. Your mind in your body. Exhale, take the hands down. Walk forward, look forward, and maybe catch some air under that back foot. Just a little, see if it'll lift off. And then you're feeling yourself becoming lighter as you press that standing leg down. Press the back foot back really strongly, both legs strong. And maybe just take some weight out of the fingertips a little bit. Maybe take the arms alongside the body. Left leg is getting really strong. We're building muscle using our body as a weight. And then step it back, warrior two. So little by little, sort of millimetre by millimetre, we're getting longer and stronger. Forearm to thigh, back arm comes up and over, extended side angle. So feel the stretch from the little finger to the little toe on the right side. Leaning back. Can you bend the front knee a little more? Looking under the elbow or towards the little finger. Eyebrows soft. Looking down, clasp the hands behind the back, drop the head, drive through the front heel to send some weight into the back foot. You want to feel steady in both legs. Lift up Mula bandha, lift the belly, lift the shoulders, lift the fists, lifting up. So you're going up and you're going down at the same time. That's it, pressing into the feet. We're back in warrior one and we're going to spin off the back heel. Leaning back, slowly lower the back knee down, giving the front of the thigh a nice stretch. Right elbow, left thigh, taking the twist. And if you want to experiment with taking the back knee off, squeeze the thighs in, pick a spot to look at, lower is easier. One more breath in, lovely. One more breath out. Hands down, step it back, we've got one more push up. Arms are getting strong. Squeeze the bum cheeks. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Drop to the knees. Option to stay in child's pose once again. Or we're going up for another round of shoulder strengthening. So we're shifting the weight into our shoulders. We're strengthening the shoulder girdle. Strengthening the arms. Lift the hips. You're in downward facing dog, but on your forearms. Or you're resting in child's pose. You want to experiment with lifting the legs. Look forward, raise one leg off, and you might even get some little hops under that leg that's on the floor. Switch sides. Little hops, keep looking forward, keep pressing the hands down, and come back into child's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. There is an alternative to child's pose called puppy pose, which Trinny is doing there, because child's pose is not comfortable for everybody's shins necessarily. Is it your hips? Is it? Yeah. So please don't feel bound by these shapes. If it doesn't feel good for you, come out of it and work to a place where you feel comfortable. This is really not about getting good at shapes. It's getting good at being you in your body. And when you're ready, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to the back of the mat and grab the big toes with your peace fingers and wrap them around the toes. Take the elbows out, wrists nice and straight as you fold forward. I'm keeping a soft bend in my lower back, so I've got a little bit of lower back strain, but you can work your legs towards straight. Relax the head. You're using the pull against your big toes, the elbows out to draw yourself a little bit deeper. Inhale, keep the grip, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, slide the hands underneath the feet, so the fingers are pointing towards the heels and you're stepping on the wrist crease. So really nice antidote to you to spend a lot of time typing, texting. So you're massaging the wrist creases with your toes, giving them a little wiggle. Head is relaxed. And slowly, slowly release. Take the hands on the hips. Stand gently all the way up. Inhale, step it out wide. We've got one more stretch for the legs, then we've got balances, then we're going to the floor, and then we're done. So we're nearly at the top of the mountain. Feet parallel, quite wide. Take the hands on the hips. Inhale, squeeze the elbows back, hinging from the hips. So you're coming forward with a flat back. Take the fingertips on the floor, and then very gently fold the spine down. Long spine, so we're not hunching. You're just going to where you feel it opening in the backs of the legs. Press the big toes down, open the bum cheeks out wide. Relax the head. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So drawing back on the toes, feel the arch of the foot lifting. Feeling the strength going up the inside of the legs. Feel Mula band, the pelvic floor lifting. Long and strong. Inhale, look up halfway, and exhale, interlock the fingers behind the back, take the fist to the sky, and fold forward once more. Opening up the shoulders, so you're feeling like the heads of the shoulders are lifting, the fist is lifting, feet are pressing down. So in a lot of these poses, we're going up and down at the same time, so that means we're stretching in two directions, we're getting long and strong, pulling up with the kneecaps. Very nice. Release the hands, take them to the hips, look at the belly. And then slowly come all the way up. Take the legs out wide, take the hands on the floor, and just turn your toes out a little bit wider, so we're not parallel anymore. Moving from one side to the other, so we're now opening out the inner thigh. If you like the more static version of this, you can just slide your feet out. Whatever feels best for you to get into that inner thigh, give it a stretch. So either side to side, with the bum low, or the static stretch. This is your biggest stretch of the day, I promise. Breathing in Breathing out. Slowly, slowly come up. And walk the hands around to the front of the mat. Drop the back knee down. For me, that's the right knee. The knee is underneath the hip. And I'm drawing my left toes back. Take the hands in front of you on your fingertips. And you feel like you're drawing, trying to pull the mat back. So you're pouring your upper body over that front leg and drawing the hands back. So you're almost like you're trying to sit down and come forward at the same time. This is half Hanumanasana, half split. So the hip is in line with the back knee. If you want to go a little bit further in this stretch and stretch the leg out, that's just an option. You can stay in the Hanuman pose we were doing just now. And if you have a block, you can put it underneath your left bum cheek for support. Breathing in and breathing out. Very gently replace the hands down and go to the opposite side. So go to the back of the mat, drop the back knee down, stretch the, for me that's the right leg coming forward, so my back knee is over my hip. Press the fingertips forward and draw back through the shoulders, pouring the spine over that front leg. Almost like you're trying to sit down and fall forward at the same time. Doing the opening, back of the leg, option to slide the leg out. Always put some, so if you wanted padding as much as you like, you could really stack blocks and cushions here, so I'll show you that. So that gives your body a sense of safety and comfort. You're really getting into this pose. It allows it to open and relax more, so it's not resisting. I'm wondering whether you're going to fall. Very nice. Slowly, slowly, walk it back to the front of the mat, so you're on all fours, tuck toes down when facing dog. And once more, walk the hands to the back of the mat, grab opposite elbows and hand in ragdoll. Breathing in and breathing out. This is a really lovely stretch to do anytime. You can even do it with your head on a table or a low chair, back of the chair. Makes a really nice break if you've been working on computer or you've got a lot going on in your head. Raise the hands, take the hands to the hips, slowly roll all the way up. Well done. Ready for our balance poses. Tree. So again, we're strengthening our leg by just shifting the weight onto one leg. Now there are lots of ways to build up. So first of all, please take the the right knee, and just see if you can pick it up. You can take a support, the back of a chair, a shelf, a fireplace, a wall. There we go. Let's see what that's like. Press the standing leg down. Lift up in the arch of the foot, lifting up in the inner thigh, lifting up in Mula bandha, strong on the inside. And I'm going to place your heel on the inner thigh. I'm going to show you some lower positions if you are starting to build up tree and you want to do this freestanding. So the softest position is just to place the heel on the ankle, and you're working on taking some of the weight out of those toes, so gently accustoming the left leg to taking the weight. And when you feel comfortable there, you can slide your heel up in your calf. And that may be where your tree is. This is a great way to build up to standing on one leg. And then finally, you can work up to heel on the inner thigh. Push those two surfaces together. Just remember, please, no heels on knees. We don't want to kind of stress that joint. Stay where you are, or option to take the arms up, drawing the belly in, press the standing legs down. And we're going to sort of experiment with balance, and we may even fall, it doesn't really matter. We're going to push the hips to the left as you lean to the right, so we're getting our ankles nice and strong. You might feel your ankle flexing and wobbling, that's great. We're firing up all those muscles. Press down with the toes, lift up in Mula bandha, pelvic floor. Inhale, coming all the way up. exhale, release. We're just going to take the ankle over the knee. Again, you can turn towards a support. I'm going to sit down like we were in a chair. This time, we're opening out the hip even more. Lovely hip stretch, figure 4 pose. Perfect. And your fingers may even come to the floor. Your hands may even come to the floor. Again, it looks very different for everybody. Everybody's hips are different. So you just want to be feeling a nice stretch in that right hip. Breathing in, relax the head, breathing out. So you're trying to flex the ankle of the foot that's crossed over. That's going to protect the knee. Slowly, slowly come all the way up and check it out. The side. Feet, both feet pressed down, feeling nice and rooted and strong. Lift the left knee up this time. Again, take a chair or whatever you need. Pressing down in the foot, lifting up in the inner thigh, up in your pelvic floor. And then place your tree wherever you're working. So you might start in this position, with just the toes on the floor. You might start on the shin, or you may be here. Pick a spot to look at and don't move your eyes. The balance is also mostly, in fact, about concentration. You could experiment, you could look around and find how much that changes your balance. I'm really wobbling now. Ooh. Arm variations, arms up. Ribs in, and experimenting with our centre of gravity. Feel free to fall over, see how far you can go. I'm going to go and see how far I can go till I fall. Ooh. Getting long and strong. Very nice. Ankle over knee. Figure 4, flexing the left foot. So sitting down like you're sitting in a chair. Opening in that hip. Pressing with the feet, come all the way up. And standing at the front of the mat, we are going to the floor. Everybody likes this bit. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, loud breath out through bent knees, fall forward and down. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, step it to the back of the mat. Lower knees, belly, chest to the floor. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, take it down. And from here, we're going to go into our back strengthening poses, the locust series. So take the arms alongside the hips, fingertips on the floor, palms up. Inhale, you're going to take your big toes together, lift the head, chest, and legs. Reaching out through excited toes. Lift the arms. Back of the neck stays long. And exhale, coming all the way down. This time, take the arms out in front of you. If you have a pinchy lower back, you can keep your fingertips on the floor. Superman, woman, we should say. Back of the neck nice and long. Lift everything off a bit more, bit higher, bit higher. And then come down, make a pillow with your hands, rock your head from side to side, hips from side to side. Interlock the fingers behind the back. Clasp your hands. Lift everything off, eyebrows relaxed. So you want to keep your toes touching if you can. See if you can get your big toes to touch and the little toes to rotate down to the floor. Ooh, you feel that lower back strengthening. Ooh, one more breath in, one more breath out, and lower all the way down. Make a pillow, rock the hips from side to side. Reaching back for the tops of your feet, squeeze the knees in, and you're going to flex your feet. Press the feet up as if you're trying to stand flat on the ceiling. Squeeze the thighs in, relax the back of the head, the neck. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe the feet come a little higher. Maybe they squeeze in a little bit more to the midline. And come all the way down. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, stretching up through the front of the body. Imagine you're scratching your feet, your head with your feet, and tuck the chin in. Sit back on your heels for child's pose. I'm going to put the head on the floor because it just feels so nice. So if you have a headstand practice, you please do it now. So tripod headstand. So we're going to make a triangle with the hands and the head. So we're going to build up. There's no need to go up. We're first of all just going to feel the sensation of the top of the head on the floor. So I'm going to make a triangle. I'm just going to feel the top of my head on the floor. And notice when you push strongly into the hands how it takes the weight out of the head. So we're really using our hands as supporters here. So this may be where you are working today. If you want to go for another step, you tuck your back toes under and your legs come into straight like a downward facing dog, and you walk along as far as they'll go. Again, press the hands down and feel how it takes some of the weight out of the head. When you've had enough here, please come down into child's pose. If you want to work a little bit further, you're bringing the knees, one knee onto the back of the arm, like you do in crow. And then swap it over, you take your next one. And maybe you take both. If you have both, the knees come to the midline. If you want to go to the next step, the knees come up, and then the legs go straight. So you are finding a point in that sequence where you can feel you're working comfortably. So it might just be here, it might be here, down dog, it might be that you're moving your knees to the backs of the arms. So have a little experiment with where you're working. Very nice. Press strongly into the hands, thumbs nice and broad.
I find my arms roll around, I can't get a positioning.
In what sense?
Like my knees roll around on top of my arms, so I can't get them. So like I'm going like this, and then
it's rolling
here,
yeah,
it rolls.
Okay. Okay, yes. So I would press down more strongly
I
with
do
it,
like this.
or maybe slightly on the outside of the arms and squeeze in. Yeah.
But that's not how you want me to be.
No, that's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect. You're on your head. So everybody's body's a little bit different. So it's again connecting with the breath and really working out where is right for you. Brilliant.
Somebody did that because I think I found a way not to wobble.
Yeah.
When I was putting my knees on top of my arms.
Perfect. You're so strong there, steady. Right. Stay down in child's pose just to normalise the blood pressure. Arms out in front of you. Yeah, with a lot of these poses, it's just playing around and experimenting which slight variation is right for you. Brilliant. And come back, downward facing dog. And when you're ready, come onto the knees. We've got one more back bending pose. I might do two actually. Camel. So squeeze the thighs in. You could even take a block and squeeze a block. That just keeps your thighs nice and stable. So I take it on this setting here. Squeeze a block. So in the kind of fleshy part, quite high up. Place the hands on the lower back. Squeeze the elbows together and feel like before you do anything, you're lifting from the heart. Press the hips forward, lift the heart. Looking up. Now there is the option to lean back a little bit further, press the hips forward more, lean back more. There's also the option to take the hands to the heels, but stop at the point where you feel there's plenty going on for you. Squeezing the thighs, come all the way up, and exhale. Sit down, lying onto your back. We've got one more back bend on your back. So a few options here, depending on how strongly you want to work. First of all, we're all going to take bridge, pressing into the feet. Interlock the fingers underneath the spine. Press the big toes down. Press the upper arms down so you feel like the upper arms really are doing the work here. Squeezing the glutes. This is a great glute stabilizer, great if you have lower back issues. And lift the chin off the chest to stop any compression in the neck. And down this cat. Exhale, come down. So I'm going to give you a softer option and a more challenging option. Or you can take either of those or stick with bridge. Softer option, back bend, is placing the block under the thigh if you have one.
Not under the thigh.
Sorry,
under that.
under the sacrum. What did I say there? Under the sacrum. If you don't have a block, you can take the soles of the feet together and take the arms over the head. This is still a back bend. A really nice soft one. If you want to work a little bit deeper into your back bend, then place the hands alongside the head, pressing out, and just come onto the crown of the head for now. If you want to go a little bit deeper, press into the hands, press into the feet, and work the arms towards straight. Toes point in. And you're working your arms towards straight. When you're coming down, come down onto the crown of the head first, take a breath there, and then come all the way down. Actually, this block feels much nicer. It's the first time I tried it. So if you want to swap it around, it's less hard.
Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah.
It's a bit more cushiony, isn't it, on the sacrum? So you're either playing with your full wheel back bends, forward, or the soles of the feet together, arms overhead. Coming down. Nice. Yep. Working the arms straight. Oh, crown of the head, and come down. Everybody hug the knees in, rocking from side to side. Rocking up and back. Taking a counter pose to back bend, so we always do a forward bend after a back bend, a very gentle one, soles of the feet together, knees wide, and gently fold forward. I'm not going very far because I'm just slightly easing off on my lower back today. Relax the head. Stretching out the back, so we just flexed it, now we're stretching it. So we always want to keep our body in balance. If we do a movement one way, then we go the other way as well. So we don't create patterns of just one type of movement. Inhale, slowly, slowly come up. And take the backs of the knees, balancing on your bum. And reaching out through active legs. Legs might be straight, knees might be bent. Perhaps your arms come alongside the body, boat pose. Lifting the heart, lift Mula bandha, crossing the ankles, feet can come on the floor, lift everything off. Exhale, set it down, rolling over. Inhale, you're in plank. Exhale, lower into your push-up. You can use the knees or chaturanga like me. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee bends as you extend the left heel down. Inhale, opening up the knee to the right even more. Roll the right shoulder down so the shoulders stay level. And on the exhale, that right knee comes forward, nose to knee plank. Inhale, pressing into the hands, lift the knee, lift the heel even higher around the back. Exhale, set the knee down behind the wrist. Stretch out the back leg. Setting up for pigeon. We're going to fold forward here. If your knees don't like pigeon, please take this version on your back so it's like figure 4 with the right ankle over the left knee, flexing both feet. If you are in pigeon, your hips want to be nice and level with the front of the mat. If you feel like you're rolling over onto this sit bone, just stick a cushion underneath. Relaxing the head. Long spine, heavy head. This is where we're coming into the closing stages of the practice. Becomes a little bit more inward looking as we set up for final relaxation at the end. Slowly, slowly walk the hands up. If it feels right for your knee, you can bend the back knee in and just grab the top of the toe and squeeze the heel in towards the bum. Try not to look behind you. Sit tall. If you're not working with your back leg, you're just sitting even taller, puffing out the chest like a pigeon. Exhale, sit it down. Inhale, swing the left leg around. Exhale, press the right heel into the groin. Inhale, spin the navel over towards the extended leg. And exhale with a long spine, extend forward, and when you've reached the edge of your extension, then the hand comes forward to reach the shin or the foot. I am working with a belt today around my foot because I'm not going too deeply into my forward bends because of my back. And press the heel into the groin. So the hips want to be level with the front of the mat, so the knee isn't all that wide. So with every inhale here, you are lengthening the front of the body. And with every exhale, you're folding a little deeper. Put your mind in your legs. So it's great if you feel like there's a lot going on during the day and you feel like your head is heading for a bit of overwhelm. Just put your mind in your legs. Feel the ground. Feel Mula bandha. Inhale, keep the grip, look up. Exhale, release. Bring the knees together. Lift the heart. Reaching out through active feet. And keep grabbing the backs of the knees if that's better for your back. Or reaching out. Cross the ankles. Inhale, lift everything off. The feet can stay on the floor, but your bum lifts. Exhale, set it down, rolling over. Just doing the same on the other side. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. And exhale, right heel extends towards the floor more. Bend your top knee, roll your left shoulder down so the shoulders are level with the mat. Knee comes up, shoulder comes down. And as you exhale, bring that nose to knee plank forward. Inhale, press the hands away. Lift the knee, lift the ankle even more. And exhale, set it down. Knee inside the wrist, walk the leg back. Inhale, lifting the heart. Brilliant. Trinny's demonstrating the no knees version. Exhale, folding forward. So if your knees don't like pigeon, you are on your back. So you can, Trinny, if you want a little bit bigger stretch, yeah, grab the back of the knee, relax the shoulders. Flexing both feet. So this is the time in the practice where we're really powering down, but it's also the time when your mind starts to wander and you're thinking about what you're going to do next. If that's you and you're already doing your shopping list, turn up your breath, squeeze Mula bandha, pelvic floor, and take your awareness, your drishti, your gaze, to somewhere on the inside. Could be the pelvic floor, your navel, could be an area of tightness, could be your third eye, the point between your eyebrows. Squeeze and breathe. Inhale, slowly, slowly come up. If it feels right for your knee, squeeze the back foot in or just sit even taller, puffing out your chest like a pigeon. And exhale, set it down. Inhale, swing the right leg around. Exhale, taking your left foot on your inner thighs to a seated tree. Inhale, spin the chest towards the extended leg. Exhale, fold forward with a long spine. When you've reached the edge of your extension, this is the edge of my extension here, then the hands come down. So we want the hands to come down last, so we're really not pulling ourselves into that pose because this is where we just kind of injure the lower back and pull on the lower back too much. So really hinging from the hips with a long spine, long front body, and then the hands come forward. With every inhale, you're creating space, filling up the lungs, creating space on the inside. With every exhale, you're moving into that space. So this is how we get longer, as we're making space, in not just by lengthening our muscles, but by getting a bigger breath on the inside. I was reading a book about the breath. It's a bestseller by James Nestor called Breath, the Forgotten Science of a Lost Art. And he was talking about how somebody managed to fix their scoliosis, the curvature of the spine, simply by breathing big breath exercises from lengthening the spine, straightening the spine from the inside. Inhale, keep your grip, look up. Exhale, release. Inhale, grab the backs of the legs. One more bit of core. Cross the ankles. Lift everything off. Lift your bum up. Exhale, rolling over. Coming onto all fours. Set the right knee to the midline and place the left knee behind it and sit down. So you want to move your ankles away so you're not sitting on your ankles. If you feel like you need, do you want me to set up again? So, is it? Okay, I'll give you options. Yeah. Okay. If you feel like you need a bit more leg room in this, you stretch the bottom leg out. So maybe we'll just come into it like this. Is that comfortable? With the left leg straight? Yeah. Either like this or with the leg tucked under. This is Gomukhasana, the cow face pose, sitting tall. And maybe you fold forward a little bit with a long spine. Some of you may be able to come all the way forward. I like to put my head on the block here. Or you might be sitting tall. Basically, we're all feeling something in the outside of our right thigh. We're still there. Excellent. We're going to switch the legs around. I'm going to show you a spinny version, but you can do the simple version just like switching your legs around like that. If you want to do the spin, hands on the floor, keep the feet where they are, and you're going to spin anti-clockwise. Keep the feet in the same spot, and hey presto, you end up with the other knee on top. Stretch the bottom leg if you want a little bit more space here for the knees. Inhale, sit tall, lift ribs off waist, and exhale. Either stay there or come forward with a long spine. When you've reached the edge of your extension of your spine, you can take the hands down and relax the head, or put the head on a block. Letting everything go. Think of that Karana Mudra we did at the beginning. Letting go. Inhale, slowly, slowly coming all the way up and lying down on your back, setting up for shoulder stand. So if you have shoulder or neck issues, or you don't want to come upside down for any other reason, I'll give you an option to do it on your back. Shoulder standers, so you're going to reach your legs up, support your lower back, and keep your chin lifted. Reach the legs to the sky. If you're not going upside down, please just lie flat on your back, grab the backs of your knees and softly pull the knees in, keep the tailbone down. And if you are comfortable there, you can start working your legs towards straight and even bring them into the midline. If your legs comfortably go straight, and you can release the knees. You can release the arms as well. You can also do this up a wall. Really nice. The gaze point in shoulder stand is your navel. So you're reaching up with active lungs as if you're trying to stand on the sky, lifting the chin off the chest, breathing in and breathing out. And there's a kind of natural slowing down of the breath in shoulder stand because the diaphragm has to lift all those heavy internal organs. So it gives you this natural slowing of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Shoulder standers, please take the legs over the head. If your feet touch the floor, you can interlock the fingers behind the back and take the fists to the floor. If they don't touch the floor, just keep supporting your lower back. Legs in the air, people. Place your feet on the floor and then you'll wipe your legs from side to side. If you're up in shoulder stand, gently roll down using your arms as brakes and meet us in this windshield wiper pose here. Releasing the lower back. Slide the legs straight and on the floor, press the hands down. So my thumbs are just touching the sides of my bum. And you do fish pose, which is the counter pose to shoulder stand, pressing into the elbows. And gently place the crown of the head on the floor. So my chest is lifted, my elbows are taking all the weight here. Not really any weight at the top of my head. I'm pressing down really strongly with my arms. So now opening up the connection between the head and the heart. And this is our throat is the seat of our clear communication. There's a chakra there, the throat chakra, which is all about communication and speaking our truth. Pressing into the elbows, gently lift the head off and place the crown of the head down, hug the knees in. Rocking from side to side, final massage of the spine. And then you ready, rock up. Rolling over the knees. Trinny, you might want to sit tall if you can't roll over your knees today. We're just going to close with a couple of lion's breaths. So rolling over the knees and exhale. You can do this just simply seated. 3 of these. Inhale, come back. Exhale. Inhale, hips back. Let everything go. And make a big noise. Come back to seated. Before we lie down for Shavasana, final relaxation, we're going to release the eyes, release the gaze. So rub your palms together, creating a nice little warmth. I'll bring you all your stuff. And then maybe just give them soft claps with the heels of the hands. And you can feel this kind of ball of energy fizzing between your 2 hands. You've created circulation, we've brought the blood to the surface of the hands, they're nice and warm. And then you're going to make cups with your hands and place them over the eye sockets, feeling the warmth from your hands relaxing the eye muscles. I like to then just let my head flop into my hands. So my head is heavy, my hands are supporting me. And you can even, if your hips allow, you can even take your elbows on the floor and just let your head be heavy in your hands. Taking the weight of the mind. Softening the eyes. Taking the gaze inwards. Very slowly sit up. And before you release your hands, just open your eyes just a tiny bit so you're looking through your eyelashes. Release the hands down. And without opening your eyes too much, roll all the way down for your final relaxation. If you know you are in a cold or cool room, you might want to put something on. It's also nice to put something under your knees to release the back. And I love an eye pillow. Really helps relax the eyes even more. Hands alongside the body, palms up, let the shoulders just flop. Feet flopping out to the sides. You're not holding on to anything, no special breath. You want to relax even more here, you can take a deep breath in and flop. Sigh it all out, let it go. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes, but if you can stay longer, please do. This is a time when all the body has a chance to absorb all these new movements, these new feelings and sensations, and integrate them. So next time you come on the mat, they're more familiar. You can perhaps work a little more deeply. It's also a really lovely time to have a rest. There's nothing to do, nowhere to be, where we want to be. Ready, just bring some movement into your fingers and toes. There's no rush, you can stay down as long as you like. Moving your head from one side to the other. right-hand side as if you're getting out of bed. And with the left hand, gently push yourself up to a seated position. Place your palms, one on top of the other on the chest. We're going to close with 3 humming breaths. Feel the vibration in your chest. You can join in or just listen to the sound. Inhale. Breathing out with sound. Slowly open the eyes. Thank you everybody for practicing with us today. Thank you Trinny for sharing your platform and your space.
Thank you, Victoria.
Have a great day.
Morning, wake up and energising as I creep up. That was fantastic. I love that. I was a bit tired today, but I just felt it so sets me up for the day as well. I don't know how many of you were doing this for the first time. And how you felt, but I hope you loved it. Redette, thank you. Tash, thank you. Jilba, thank you. Okay, bye.